I've cracked jokes with them. I'm open to taking
You're
pictures.
interactive with them.
I'm very interactive in that way.
Pretending to have that deep
Yeah,
voice.
pretending to have that deep voice,
Which they don't
and then they go and they start singing.
You might not, but at the end of the day, you're doing what you have to get the bills paid,
Exactly.
to follow your passion,
Yeah,
and it's not easy. You get Hey, yo, people, it's your boy Sickma in the house. We've made it to episode number 9. So far, so good. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, people are watching, people are loving the content. We've been reading your comments constantly and definitely interacting with a lot of people here. And that brings us to our next agenda on the list. We have an empty chair. You know what an empty chair always signifies. Obviously, it means we have a guest, but
And Ved or Uncle Don are not here, so you know it's going to be really good.
yeah, so that's giving me all the more feeling of why this episode is going to be like pretty well set up, and we're going to have great interactions because there's not going to be any old people and clearly not Ved as well. So let's come to our speaker for the day. We have the man in the house, the East Bangalore baller, the boy
Bangalore?
from Joseph. The OG Bangalore.
No.
The ones you guys despise so much. That brings us to our speaker for the day for episode number 9. Let's bring together a huge round of applause for Pranav Sanjai in the house of Sickma Studios, people.
Let's go.
What's good? What's good?
What's up?
On time.
Pranav Sanjay, people. Pranav, it's your first podcast. I think we went live a couple days back. A lot of Pranav's followers. It was an adventurous trip. We were clearly not drinking and driving. Don't do that. It was just me and Pranav being high on life like we normally do. It was pretty funny. I was going live on my phone.
But is this your first podcast ever, or have you?
I mean, I've been on interviews. Podcast is something new for me.
Okay,
It's
makes sense.
yeah, I mean, interviews is more
So this
formal.
is his debut on the podcast.
This is
debut on the
His
podcast.
debut,
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, every kid reaches a point in his life where he's sick and done with formal interviews. You go ahead, you get a job, interviews. You go ahead, you have
At
to
this
get
point,
an
I think everybody's done with formal interviews.
You want to get married, there's an interview for that also now. I mean, podcast is the real thing, and as long as we're doing justice to all of viewers of Sickma here today, why not? But nevertheless, again, coming to our agenda for today, Pranav's a musician. You've been all of his fans that are watching this right now, all of his followers right here who are commenting on the list right now, which we can see.
Okay.
I'm calling jinx on it. But Pranav's a musician. He's an artist for Made in India and Ace of Spades as well. And he's been doing some bangers of lists. He's been coming out with his songs. And if you've seen him perform live, I mean, it's always fire on stage.
I mean, I've met him only once at a very a formal function of your dad's, but even there it was pretty talented thing which he pulled off. He made really interesting the entire music part.
It was.
Yeah.
I think it's an aura that a musician normally carries in general. But Pranav, that brings me to my first question. Let me first say the agenda for the day. And the agenda is, we're speaking again, being a musician in Bangalore, anywhere within the country or anywhere else. There's a lot of politics and there's a lot of competition that goes into making of a musician.
Correct.
Right? So how does that kind of affect your creativity in your space or your field?
I think before you answer that question, you can also give a brief intro about yourself, things which you probably don't know about, and which are viewers which they might want to know.
About myself, okay.
Yeah.
They told me my name. I'm Pranav. I'm a guitarist studying in Joseph's. I'm 19 years old and play for Made in India, and I play for my band, the Ace of Spades. Started playing the guitar when I was 4, and it's been a tough journey playing the guitar, and it's been a fun journey too. It's an amazing journey too. I don't know what to do.
And was there anyone who inspired you in the field so far coming up ahead?
In the field, inspiring me as a musician was always the guy from Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler. He's one of the best guitarists I've ever seen. And now in the modern era, I would say people like Tim Henson, Jared Dines, all the prog metal guitarists, Pliny, all those guys inspire me a lot.
Have you seen them perform live anywhere?
No, I've not seen them perform live.
You would love to.
I would
That's
love to.
really
I mean,
interesting.
they've come here and performed, but I couldn't see. But now I'm a lot into Carnatic and rock. I love playing Carnatic rock and all that stuff. So two guitarists that I worship right now are Prasanna sir and Baiju sir. Baiju sir is playing for Mother Jane. Prasanna sir is a legend. He's played for A.R. Rahman, he's played with Ilayaraja, all those people. He's a maestro for me. He's like a living legend.
I think the one thing about music in India and in general is that you can always be inspired by the Western artist, but at the same time, you don't have to like follow what they do. You can create your own style at the same time. I think that's the biggest advantage of this.
Very true. I couldn't like disagree anymore. And when it comes to like music as a field, again, like you gave me so many people who are your mentors and all. When you spoke of these mentors, when you say mentors, these people have personally guided you in the
No,
long
they
run.
haven't personally guided me.
But they've inspired you.
They've inspired me when I've seen them play live or when I've seen them on YouTube. My mentors, I've had 4 mentors, like in different places. Like I started off with Marvin sir when I was 4. He used to be a teacher in school where my mom used to work. So he taught me how to play the guitar, gave me a base, gave me a foundation. Then in
That's a pretty young age to start.
yeah, it's pretty young age to start. And like people think that I've been only playing for like 4-5 years.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, doesn't work like that. Yeah, I've been playing for 14-15 years. And the second teacher, Neville sir, he was in my school. He was my school music teacher, and he gave me the confidence to pick up the electric guitar, play lead. Before I was one of these Gen Z guitarists holding a guitar, playing the song.
Because it looks cool on the photos.
It looks cool on the photos.
What were the songs trending back then?
Trending back then, I mean, like it was a lot of Green Day.
Oh yeah.
Green Day, Hollow Out of Broken Dreams, Holiday, shit like Zombie. Bro, those songs were the songs that time. And now come bloody bullshit like, what is that? What's that guy? There's this guy, I don't know his name. They just hold. I don't know what the song. We'll come back to it.
We'll get back to it when he gets it and sits up on the video right here. But again, Pranav, coming back to the fact that do you come from a family of musicians or were you the first of a kind?
No, I don't come from a family of musicians. I mean, like, my dad is into music. He loves music. And when he was in college, he has his interest for percussion instruments.
Oh, wow.
So he used to play here and there, and
As a hobby, probably.
Yeah, that was a hobby. My dad studied in RV, so engineering was forced to be his passion.
Nothing against RV, they called me as a guest speaker. No problem at all. It's a great college.
Great college. Keep calling us. Keep showing love, much love. No problem.
Yeah. So yeah, then like he's like, oh, let him learn an instrument and all that stuff. I learned an instrument. I'm here right now, playing, interviewing, getting interviewed by all of you.
Yeah, this is what I feel every time, because even I get very young age, not as 4, but at least like around when I was, I think 8 to 10 years old, I started with keyboard and tabla and all of that, and now that I think of it, I could have actually done a pretty good job at it. But I just discontinued because it's just the school activities you do for fun or some extracurricular activities that you're supposed to do. But it should have paid off if I did continue all this way.
Well, I mean, as long as Pranav's getting regrets out of the picture here, but that kind of shows like a lot of support from your family's end towards the whole field, because I think a lot of people, your dad coming from an engineering branch, I could like only imagine the amount of trauma he had to get through to be in an engineering college. He's like, my son's not going to do the same thing. Was it what happened like that?
No, not really.
You're in Joseph's, if I'm not wrong right now.
I'm in Joseph's.
And what are you pursuing?
I'm doing economics.
Okay, right.
And industrial relations. I'm doing a double major in that. But my dad was like, nah, you do whatever you want.
Okay.
Just get good marks. That's all.
Was there any point where your dad told you anything but engineering? Because I
nothing like that.
I really wish I played percussion in the long run.
He didn't really mind if I did engineering, but he knew that I couldn't do engineering because of the amount of marks. Science subjects.
Fair enough.
He's like, if this fucker becomes an engineer, the world's going to collapse.
Neither of us on this table are going to become engineers.
Yeah.
We just spoil the entire field.
And don't worry, we don't intend to call engineers.
But to be honest, how much ever you struggle in engineering, you have so much fun in that struggle. I've noticed that.
I have heard the boys' hostel life story in
boys'
engineering.
hostel life.
That's true.
And like, leave the boys' hostel life. The people who are getting prepared to write their JEE exams and their NEET exams, they go to Alan and Akash. You should see the bullshit they do there, bro.
Like, if you guys think like engineering students in general are geeks, like at least in Bangalore, I think that's highly mistaken because there's a lot of fun involved in it as well.
And the thing is, it might not paid off in the terms of marks or a job, but certainly, especially if you see all these actors, right? They always say that engineering taught them hard work and how to like have fun even in the most difficult of times. I think that's what it teaches you more.
There are a number of my dad's friends who I know. My dad was in the IT industry for 22 years. And a lot of his friends who are, again, senior people in the IT thing. One thing they've told me is, what are you doing? Why are you sitting and like working so hard? Like, we used to sit, we used to drink, and like life was pretty great. Like, we're doing pretty well.
All that chaos.
Yeah. Like, I don't know whether to take them seriously or not at this point.
I mean, yeah, those kind of people should take them. because if
I mean, at one point, they made a life out of themselves. And then the other, it's like, they're telling you to do otherwise.
If you sit and drink and like, don't do your shit, that's the problem.
Then you're fucked. Actually,
I have a friend of mine, his dad's like pretty big, works in one of the biggest companies, Microsoft or whatever. I'm not going to take names, but I remember going to his friend's house and whatever, like I think my graduation got done around that time. I was at his friend's house.
Graduate?
The formal wala ceremony happened. The rest is work in progress. Okay, but
I'm sorry.
But nevertheless, back to the story. I told this uncle, yeah, like I don't intend to like see my college ever again. I've seen enough of it. He's like, at least you got to see your college. Half the time, like I was in my college, I don't even remember what my college looks like because half the time I was drunk. Like I don't even remember like seeing it in daylight. Even in daylight, I was like pretty blurred out.
Oh damn.
So I'm like, does this really happen, or is it just a way of motivating people to like, okay, get through and all?
I'm sure it happens, but then it depends on what your priority is. If you genuinely want to score good and you do all of this shit, then you're fucked.
I mean, I'd love to be the
For the
guy.
sake of it, and you want to have fun, then yeah.
I'd love to be the guy telling my kids or your kids in future that, oh, I was like chilling in life, doing what I want, but I got everything I ever wanted. It's a good
Now
story.
you know who to blame.
Yeah. but we're doing what we love, right? So hopefully that's what we mean by passion, not anything else, just drinking and all. But again, back to the story. You're in Joseph's, and let's get to the real question, okay? The real deal. What kind of influence has music played with you and girls in your life? I'm just going to shoot at it. I mean, see, I tried learning a guitar just so I get girls, but turns out I didn't have the patience for it. I genuinely tried.
I mean, I don't play guitar to get girls.
But it's a compliment, it definitely happens.
It's an add-on.
It's one of the
add-ons.
It's one of the add-ons. And when did you first realize the superpower of yours that, okay, probably guitar can get me girls?
So when I saw Student of the Year.
Vedanth.
First scene where Varun Dhawan holds the guitar, all the women go,
I know
If we start having such schools in India, trust me, everybody's going to take education seriously. I'm not even kidding.
I know the ironic thing is in the very first part when Varun Dhawan was singing, he was literally singing the song Papa Kehte Hai, Bada Naam Karega. So I'm like, okay, if that gets you girls, sure. Like,
I mean, to be honest, like in Joseph's, there are people who play guitar, but not professionally or anything. Some people play for the church and they only stick to that.
Secular. Just religious kind of.
Religious kind of music, but they sing other stuff also, but they sing it for themselves, not for the public or anything. So in that way, I respect those kind of musicians. I respect professional musicians. Then there are these fuckboys who come with their guitars, with their curly hair down, with that black type t-shirt. Like, no jackets, bro. Somehow, who's going to wear jacket? The curly hair coming all down. Hey, I play the guitar. Can I?
Pretending to have that deep.
Yeah, pretending to have that deep voice, and then they go and they start singing. They go like that, bro.
And trust me, guys, when I say this, I mean, I respect if you genuinely want to learn, but it does not look nice. You're thinking you look nice, but you clearly.
It does not look nice if you want to pull a girl. Play for yourself first. Let the girls come automatically. Because if you play well and sing well, that's when the girls come. Otherwise, you don't.
I think I can see where I went wrong then. I was trying to do it for some other people and turns out I don't think I got a patience for it.
He's still stuck in like 2000s, 90s and all that. Where you hold the guitar, you get fucking panties and all that on your face.
So Pranav is in the same band as my sister is in, and before my sister's show, I used to just hold the guitar for her. And I used to take it from her voluntarily just so I get the clout out of it that people come asking me a musician.
And the fact that you don't know how to play and you still try, it makes a fool out of you.
It makes a fool out of yourself.
So if you don't want to embarrass yourself, like do it for yourself. Disclaimers right up here. We are two musicians. I really admire music as a whole. On the contrary, I tried to make a flex out of it. I clearly made a fool out of myself. So don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
But the next question that I want to ask is, when was your first proper paid live gig? And how was it like? What was the experience like?
How was your age also? Please let us know.
First proper paid live gig.
I think it was probably before all this band happened and all of that.
I mean, no, I used to play live gigs when I was in 5th grade. So that time we were a school band, and whatever money we used to get used to go to the school. And it used to, I mean, like, we used to get ourselves treated with food.
That's all you do. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the principal used to treat us with food. Music sir used to treat us with food, and like, he used to build on the equipment also. He used to get some good equipment and all.
Fair.
But like the first few shows we did, like the first show
Outside for public,
outside for public as a school band, we did it for free because we wanted to get an experience, because we weren't that great. But like what we were, the oldest member in the band was in 8th grade.
And you were in
5th. I was in 5th.
Yeah.
That time we played in Gopalan Mall. I was in Gopalan school. So we played in Gopalan Mall, like, we thought we'll get an experience.
This is Gopan Arcade Mall.
Gopa International.
I wasn't. That is school. The mall is Gopalan Signature.
Okay.
Old Madras Road.
Right.
So we played that. It was fun. I mean, like, that time I was full on because it was my first performance. I was practicing my stage presence, listening to Nirvana, Green Day, all those guys, wearing my headphones.
There was no nervousness.
No nervousness.
I mean, for first commercial show.
Bro, I've never been nervous.
Okay, fair enough.
I've never been
I'll have a question on this note, but like, please, like, finish your story.
I've never been nervous because, like, bro, I feel people who are nervous are just seeking attention from women, bro.
Fair enough.
Because, like,
Yeah,
because, like,
But even for a first show, I mean,
no, I never was.
like, probably will people judge me? Can I do the same thing that
Bro,
Green Day or any Metallica band
if-
does?
Bro, I don't care about people judging me. You think people judge? My own bandmates used to judge me. Because I was a cool punk with my glasses on, my chain, my ripped jeans, my acoustic guitar, headbanging, and I have people like, bro, what's this guy doing?
What is he
I think the major reason why people like musicians are worried is because what will the reaction be like from the crowd? Like, will they enjoy it, or will they just, abuse me and go?
And like that same thing, that full stage presence that I showed, everyone's like, bro, what's he doing? We're making a fool of themselves. Bro, I could tell you half the parents that came to watch us were just looking at me. And the next day, our full band came to the music room in school, and our sir was like, y'all were connected. This fellow was not even connected to the.
He was in his own world.
I was in my own. He was in his own zone, playing chords. But the main thing is, he's enjoying himself and playing. Y'all are standing like statues and playing. What's wrong with
that's
you?
bad,
I mean, output shows at the end of the day. It clearly shows.
Yeah, I mean, like, showmanship and your stage presence talks about you, what you are on stage.
So you've come a long way since your 5th grade, that show. And right now you're a bandmate for Ace of Spades and Made in India. So what would you say your crew is with, who you're like jamming with and like doing shows with right now? What is the crew like right now? Do they vibe to the same level on stage? Do they have the same energy?
Bro, like,
what would our viewers expect if they come to a Pranav Sanjai show?
Bro, it's not a show. It's like an experience. Like, we set out experiences, not just like coming for 2 hours, playing a set and then going off. We come give you a good time. That's why y'all, the viewers, the people who are listening to us right now, I think they should like support local artists. I'm not talking about only my band or
Of course, like
Made in India or anything. I'm like, bro, explore the talent that's there. Like, there are so many people, like, they're so talented, but they only have like 2-3 people sitting there.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Yeah,
That's the saddest part. I mean,
and
like,
they do it like with genuine passion. Like,
it came towards a point, knowing where my parents know that I'm also a musician and I play shows and stuff. Whenever they go to a restaurant and they see a musician playing and no one claps for them, they feel very sad and they clap. Because they know I'm also a musician, they know the struggle. So,
and I can understand if you don't enjoy the music in some of these places. Like, even I don't enjoy all the music that you hear in like cafes or bars and all.
True, that's
but
right.
The least you can do is just clap for it.
It's the fact that I admire the fact that it takes a lot of balls to go up there and do what you're doing. Like, people might like it, people might not. But at the end of the day, you're doing what you have to get the bills paid, to follow your passion.
Yeah,
and it's not easy. You guys really got to support the movement. And I don't think anyone said this openly out loud, but if you guys ever at a restaurant, a bar, Bangalore's a lot of bar scenes with musicians and stuff like this, a lot of open concerts as well. Like, the least you can do is at least
just
like
clap.
at least like make an attempt to listen. That's all I'm gonna say. Appreciating is way beyond
They're
it.
not asking you for money or anything, but the least you can do is just stand up and clap. That's the least you can do.
And it takes music to a whole different level. Like just by sitting, admiring, and like probably make an attempt to listen, it makes a big difference altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I just need like to perform at a place like a nice cafe or a bar, a pub. Go there, play, and I want to bring the crowd together, and they should be like, yeah, this guy's worth it. This band is amazing. They should come like that, clap, and they should talk around about our band, and then they should come for our other shows. Like, distance should not be a problem for them. They're like, bro, if you play in Whitefield and if they have to come from where, Nagasandra or somewhere, they can just come, bro. I mean, like, if they really like our music, they will come. Because I've had people come from Hoskote to Koramangala for my show.
I mean, like, I think I would like kind of relate to you. I have people who are doing podcasts with me who come from RR Nagar, and like Mysore Road and stuff. Support the movement, guys. Subscribe. Please do subscribe. Follow Pranav Sanjay while you're at it. But Pranav, that brings me to my next question. In the long run, it might be a little controversial if your bandmates or like anyone within your whole music crew is listening to this. But in the long run, do you see yourself flourishing as an individual artist? Or a person who is going along with your band to be a...
I mean...
What would you feel?
I do see
this thing into
myself flourishing as an individual artist mostly because like you don't know how people drift, right? Like you can't really say that. You can't... I mean like no one will stay. I mean,
you can
like,
plan on it, but then you can't guarantee it.
Yeah, you can't guarantee that they will
And trust me, I've seen band fights happen. Like... It's one thing that you have great sync with your band. It's amazing. But I've seen fights like managing a lot of artists and bands myself.
We've seen it.
I've seen it. Okay, it gets very ugly. It gets very ugly.
More than on-stage chemistry, what works is the off-stage chemistry that you have.
I mean, like, bro,
other than music.
It does. I'll tell you, like, I didn't even know Amrapali. Like, I didn't even know her. I just knew this fellow before I knew Amrapali.
So, Amrapali is my sister. She's the lead singer. My sister, she's the lead singer in Made in India, which Pranav Sanjay is the guitarist, the lead guitarist.
I didn't even know her. Like, she just called me. I said, okay, I'll come for one show. We were hanging out. I didn't know this fellow was coming for the show. So, we were like, we both were chilling in the room. We were just chilling. Having fun. Then we went up on stage. Then like that was a bad scene on stage. I don't want to talk about it. Otherwise I'll have Amrapali coming standing outside my house, firing 2-3 bullets in my window. You know what I'm going to
I know what you're talking about. Let's keep it there for now.
It's okay.
One day
off stage.
Then like we formed the band. We went for practices, and then we were chilling together. Amber and I went for like some 2-piece gigs. We went there, played. We kind of connected a lot. We connected very well. And like then she's just like this. Oh, you're here, huh? Okay, bro. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Bye. And like, yeah. More than chilling with her husband is a vibe, man.
And you don't think you're going to get fired from under your house for this comment?
No, bro.
I'd rather you say the previous one.
After this, I'm going there only.
Fair enough.
Husband's a vibe, I'm telling you.
I've seen the content that you shoot.
Okay, but no, nevertheless, it's a funny story how me and Pranav met as well, by the way. It's a pretty funny story. I'm going to say it out as well.
It's fine.
I'm going to come out and say it.
Me and a view.
So I knew Pranav a little before, shortly before he got to know my sister. I hope that's the case. And from what I know is, guys we're 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old guys, okay? So it's like Nam area, our boys, our scene, Nam Mudguru. So you know what I'm talking about, what I'm getting at. So I had a friend of mine, and I remember around a year back, it's been a year.
More than a
year and a half too. And I get a call from one of my boys.
2021 or 2020?
21. It was around COVID. COVID just got over, I think. And I got a call from one of my boys, that bro, I have a friend of mine, he's a very good friend of mine, bro, please take care of him, some scene has happened, something and all. And I'm like, yeah bro, who's this guy? Like, put him on call, because that same friend of mine puts me on calls with people like this, like at least 3 to 4 times a week.
It's all his jokes though.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to like boast, but like
Fighter Sickma.
Yeah, your boy is pretty like in the area, like even Pranav is, and I'm pretty sure RR Nagar got clout. So that's never going to be
No problem.
That's too civilized to go by.
Yeah.
So you know why our side of Bangalore is OG Bangalore. But nevertheless, back to story. Pranav was put on conference around that time, and Pranav is sitting and telling me, bro, this guy did that, bro, this guy did that, bro. I'm like, fine, bro, you send the number, we'll talk or whatever. And I think that was the last time like me and Pranav spoke for a while.
Correct.
And then I found out through the same friend that Pranav's a guitarist, and I recommended to my sister in between. And then after like some
we started.
chaos, somehow you guys ended up meeting each other through your own contacts.
Bro, funny story was Amrapali used to stay in my layout, and I never knew about it.
And this went on for 2-3 years.
Bro,
Like your own lead singer for your band is in your layout.
Yeah, then my drummer Jeremy, he told me that, bro, I'm coming to your layout. I'm like, bro, you don't even know anyone here other than me. Why are you coming? Like, bro, Amrapali stays here. I'm like, Amrapali stays here? What the hell?
Since when? I think that was the first time I met you at.
Yeah, that was the first
Orange
time.
was always a call normally. But Pranav, that brings me to our next question. There are a lot of artists who I know personally at a very personal level. Very good friends, very close friends of mine. But these kids are very introverted. So putting themselves out becomes an issue in the music world, right? And these people come telling me like I'm genuinely very passionate. All I think about is music 24/7. That's all that's running in my mind. So how can I like put myself out there but also seem low key? Is that really an option, or you really got to have the balls and like just take a step?
Introverted, yeah, I mean like that's who you are.
I'm pretty sure a lot of musicians are introverted.
A lot of musicians are introverted, but I would prefer that be introverted in your space.
Exactly.
When you're on stage, you're a musician, and you're off stage, you're still a musician.
Exactly.
When you get out of the venue, into your car, going back home, that's who you are.
Who you are, yeah.
That's who you are. When you're on stage, off stage, you're a musician. Until you clear the venue, you're a musician. After clearing the venue, you're not a musician. You're a person. You're an ordinary person.
Exactly.
So I would say that try not to be introverted during your show or after a show, because many people come and tend to talk to you after the show, and they'll be like, bro, you perform so well, and you just come and give that thank you.
Then the audience thinks that this guy has
an attitude.
Yeah.
And I've been very open and I've been very funny with my audience. Like I've cracked jokes with them. I'm open to taking pictures. I'm very interactive in that way, so that they don't think this guy's got a lot of attitude. This guy's this thing, and I don't do it because of.
And don't forget, there are audience who also say, "Kitna baat kare gana ga." Like it's the audience's fault at times as well. I've been an audience. I'm not a musician, so I get to say that.
I mean, like I don't talk so much while I'm playing. I just do a lot of crowd interaction in between the songs. So like there's some music.
There's engagement,
Yeah, this basic engagement, bro. I mean, like you're telling, bro, I learned this song that time, and it's my first song. Bro, shut up, man. Play. We have to watch it. 400 रुपए का ticket दिया है. बात करने के लिए नहीं. 400 रुपए ticket. I would have gone for stand-up comedian.
Exactly. And I think this is the biggest thing with not just musicians or any person in the art field. You see, even biggest of actors, they're introverted, but when they're on camera, they're
altogether a different person.
Bro,
Like,
you see, Amitabh also, like they've heard stories about him where he just off the sets when this set is probably getting ready, he just sits silently, like hot summer or cold or whatever.
That is discipline.
That is discipline. He just sits there and he doesn't probably talk much. He just is reversing his dialogue. And when he's on camera, he's just like, whatever you
don't know where that came from.
So like, there's one thing that every musician needs to know, that they shouldn't get carried away. Even I get carried away a lot when I see my friends. Like when I see my friends, before getting on stage, I get carried away and I'm like, oh bro, you're here, what's up? And I tend to talk to them a lot.
This happened, that happened, and all that.
Oh bro, this, that.
And it just trust me, just take a few seconds to just go.
So like, and like, they're all close friends. You can't just be like, bro, I'll come and talk to you, because I don't want them to think that, bro, he's having so much attitude. What's wrong? We're just friends. And like, this is the reason why I do not call a lot of my close friends for the show, because I'd have to be with them and I'd have to be on stage, and I can't like really go meet the other friends. They'll be like, oh, what, you're leaving us? But like some of them have a little brains and they understand like, we'll also come.
Like it's fine until, okay, fine, it's the first few shows, but after a while you got to understand this is what I'm doing for my passion, this is what I'm doing for a living.
Yeah, but like now my friends come and act as my...
Pranav Sanjay, let's address the main issue of the day. Like again, the whole kind of theme we're trying to target here is what is it like to make a stand of yourself as an artist in the city or in the industry we are in today.
To be honest, in the industry right now, 10% of talent is what you need, 90% of contacts.
And what are the challenges so far like you're facing? Like even with the contacts, even with the talent, everything.
I mean, I've not like really pushed myself into playing guitar for professional artists, which I'm slowly going to do after some time because I need to set myself with Made in India and Ace of Spades. I don't want to be known as a person playing for this big guy, that big guy. I want to be known as the front man of Ace of Spades, the front man of Made in India. Because like, if I become famous because of someone, I don't want to do that. I want to be famous with my band. It's okay if I don't be famous, but my band should be famous. That's when you're famous as a group, that's when you get a lot of attention. That's one great thing. I mean, like, you'll be like, bro, this guy's from Made in India, this guy's from Ace of Spades, oh bro, all that shit. That's the shit that I want. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, he's Pranav Sanjay, he plays for this guy, oh, he's famous because of this guy.
And I think that's the major issues these days, and to all the viewers as well, that because he said like you need 90% of contacts, right? In order to build those contacts, what people do is they juggle from one place to another, not realizing what they actually want. Like they don't just forget about the quality of their performance, be it anything, music or any other thing, storytelling or any of those things, stand-up comedy and all of that. They don't focus on the quality. They just feel that, okay, I got to go from this venue because it's famous. I got to work for these people, and they just get stuck in all of that. And then end of the day, nobody remembers them. They just remember the person they worked for behind some.
For sure, and it's like fine, everything is a learning until one extent, but you got to keep jumping the ladder. But Pranav, it comes back to the same thing. Do you think when the matter of business, like of course it's there in every aspect, like you got to be professional where you have to, and you got to have your kind-hearted nature, your humble nature where you have to. But do you think as you keep going ahead with the music industry, it is a dark space?
Yeah.
Like it's like we got to give it, okay, there's nothing to hide at this point.
Correct.
It's a pretty cutthroat field. You're going to go through a lot of challenges. People make it, people don't. Till a certain extent it's about luck also, right? So do you think till certain extent your humbleness, your nature, or like a good quality of nature gets compromised going forward as you keep getting to the industry? And do you see yourself like how do you see yourself avoiding those situations?
So like being humble, being grounded is one rule, like one thumb rule, not only for a musician, not only for an artist or a sports person, but as a human being, being grounded and being humble is a thumb rule. Because like your actions repay you. That's one thing I've always learned from my dad. And I've heard this from the legendary singer S.P. Balasubramaniam. There's a video of him talking about being humble and all that stuff. I've posted that video on my Instagram because I was so inspired by that video. I had to post it. I just posted it. And from that day, that's changed my life. I'm like, okay, I gotta be grounded. I gotta be humble. I shouldn't take things to my head. Like if it happens, let it go. Move on. So I mean, like that's how people should grow in the music industry. I feel. I mean, like just because you've got a good name, doesn't mean that you'll be like, oh, why should I help him? Why should I give him a chance? But don't forget, the people who get a good name, they also had a starting point, which we are in right now.
And to prove your point further, I think you take example of any successful like musician across any industry, like in India or
any industry,
everywhere,
bro, like
they're all humble, and that's the common denominator. They might sing differently, perform differently at different places, different languages, but the one common thing is they're all humble in some way or the other, and that remains constant. That doesn't change, no matter how much money they get, no matter how much fame they get. That remains constant.
Fair enough. In the long run, I definitely see myself being a famous person one day, and Pranav, obviously, an artist. What else could an artist possibly wish for? Fame over money. I'm pretty sure that's at least for a singer. That's definitely what I'm assuming. With it, you as a filmmaker, definitely was what I'd assume. But going forward, again, it's one thing that I'm gonna try my best to be humble and not get dissolved by the whole industry ka whatever happens. But again,
I mean, see,
to a certain extent, I feel people kind of misinterpret big people.
You can't really control yourself on being humble.
Fair enough, but
Once you get the name, you'll be like, oh, I'm big, I'm a big guy.
But do you think a lot of things are misinterpreted with like big level artists, big level?
It's not I'll tell you how it works.
At times,
I'll give you an example. Okay, like just assume filmmaking for an example, right? If I'm an aspiring actor, right, and if I want to change my ways of how the industry works, and I don't want to change myself, it's not going to work. But if a Shah Rukh Khan tells that, he can do it because he's reached that position. And I think for an aspiring artist or musician, that's what he struggles with. It's not that he's changing himself or trying to be rude to someone or changing as a person. It's just that he has to adjust himself through different situations so that he reaches a particular point. Of course, you shouldn't get into the very wrong things at the end. You shouldn't cross a certain limit. That's not at all an excuse. But at the same time, you can't really control a lot of situations until you reach a certain stage. That's at least that's what I feel is true.
And I think like a lot of now what gaslighting happens now.
Exactly, that's
a lot of gaslighting happens. It's increased to be honest. Yeah. I mean like now I've not reached that level yet, but I still get people like, bro, you're so great man, you're so great, take me on stage with you, take me on. Some people like as my friends, they'll be like, big people, what bro, in my college they'll come, hey now, ma writing go.
It's not easy, guys. This is gaslighting to a whole different level.
See, there are two types of gaslighting. One is now, come on, lighting go. Another one, hey, all big people, bro.
And then there's some people who are very rare, by the way, who genuinely want to learn. And
who genuinely want to learn, like
very sweetly, very formally, with all the respect. That, can you please tell me this? You tell them. Like I was just telling you the message. I got a voice note from a guy who wants to learn. Like that's cool. I wouldn't mind someone who's just mindlessly telling me shit. And for the sake of
it. In that way, I have this friend. Am I allowed to take names?
I mean, it's your friend as long as I don't know him. And I'm not involved as long as me and
okay, let's not take names.
You're allowed to if it's getting me my views.
Yeah, we're close enough, but I'm still not want to take
And if it's getting me my views, for sure you can.
Okay, yeah. Maybe. Yeah, so like, his name's Vivek. I've played a lot of shows with him.
Is that a hypothetical name or it's Vivek?
It's Vivek.
It's Vivek. Just clarifying it.
Yeah, that guy is a monster guitarist. I look up to his playing. But like, he's super humble. So like, we both have different styles of playing. He's a shredder. I'm more of soul lines, blues, all that stuff. So like, he's not played blues. I don't play a lot of shredding. So there's a lot we can learn from each other. So whenever he comes for my live shows or whenever I go for his live shows, he'll play some lines. I'll be like, bro, what's that? Can you teach me that line? I'll play some blues lines. He'll be like, bro, can you teach me that? And like, then that's how we like grew our friendship together. Like even now, if I call him and I talk to him, he'll be like, you won't. He works in Alive right now. He plays for
Alive India, of course.
Yeah. He is playing for his band Table for Four.
Oh, okay, alright.
He has a band called Table
Vivek,
for Four.
right.
And bro, they're a pretty tight band, man. They're a nice band. Like, Vivek is the guitarist, his brother's the drummer, Sam is the singer, lead singer and the rhythm guitarist. Named Sammy, sorry. Malvika is the bassist and the keyboardist. Bro, Vivek is a prodigy, I would tell you, bro. He sings, he plays guitar, he plays the keyboard. He does all the three.
That's talent, bro. That's pure talent.
That's pure talent, bro. That's why I look up to that fellow.
Comment down below, guys, if you think we should get him over for our episodes to come.
You have to. You have to.
Talent. That's multi-talent.
That's multi-talented, bro.
200 likes we're getting this gentleman Vivek over to Sickma Studios.
Come on.
Through our boy Pranav Sanjay's influence. So 200 likes, guys, to get Vivek over on board. If you all want to see some true talent, come in over Sickma Studios.
Yeah, so like that humbleness is there with him, and I really love that guy, bro. The way he plays, the way he is just amazing. And like a lot of people tell me, bro, this guy's a killer guitarist. And I'm like, yeah, bro, he's a monster, because you'll see him play like that. I mean, like, you play guitar?
No.
I know you
He
don't.
plays the G string, from what I heard normally. That's what he normally tells me. it's inside jokes. At least what he tells me so far. So look at, he's not even denying it at this point. Look at his
He
face.
can't fucking deny it.
Fuck this shit. Fuck no. This is disgusting fuckers out there. Podcast is not true.
Not my words, guys.
See, bro.
I don't take it up.
See, bro. Okay, yeah. Like, even a non-guitarist will be like, bro, this guy's too good. Like a non-guitarist. Imagine like a non-guitarist coming and telling you, bro, you're too good. You're too good. Bro, and one thing that made me feel very happy was when I joined college, I made few friends, and like there's this one guy. He loves rock music. He's like me basically. He listens to all kind of music. He listens to rock. He listens to Hindi. He listens to Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and he listens to Pulingo music, the Tamil
All
rap,
kinds of, yeah.
all kinds, everything. So he came to one of my shows, my comeback show with Ace of Spades, after we had a lot of problems internally with the band.
Okay.
After that comeback show, he came and saw us play, and the next day he came to college. Like, Pranav, man, I'm so inspired right now. I've saved $8,000. We'll go buy a guitar now. I'm like, for who? Like, for myself. I thought he was gonna buy me a guitar and all that. I'm like, oh, so sweet you are, bro.
Divided by conflicts, united by memories, guys.
Yeah, bro, you inspired me so much. I want to buy a guitar now. I want to play. His view is the F-boy views where, like, you've seen the movie Vinay Thandi Varvaya. No, Vinay Thandi Varvaya. Varnamayram. The Tamil movie.
I think so.
That song is, I know, when they go on the train and all that. There's guys playing the guitar.
I've seen.
Yeah, that movie.
Putting the clips of audio.
I'm not able to recall the actor, but yeah.
Surya,
yes, yeah.
Surya's movie. He wants to recreate that scene with one girl in college and take her and go home.
So, like, was that a gaslight? Was that genuine tea coming out of why you wanted to buy a guitar because you inspired him? What was the final note on that?
I'll be a little honest, but this is not the reason. He saw me play the guitar, and after I came out on stage, he saw the crowd around me. Maybe that's why.
Fair enough. So it's only after all this conversation, the conclusion is I wasn't an asshole for wanting to learn a guitar just so I get girls and clout out of it. Wow.
This disgusting motherfucker has no shame. He's
was
talking about music, he's talking about art, and this guy tells about G-strings. Like, how shameless can you be?
I mean, it came out of the conversation and he's been talking to me about it for a while. So I'm like, okay, the only way to get him out of speaking shit like this is by addressing it on camera. Now you don't do it from now on, as simple as that. You learn from your mistakes, right, Pranav?
Yeah,
That's for you, but
that's also a good thing to talk about. You learn from your mistakes.
Learn from your mistakes, which bring us to our next question, guys. Let's move on from the G-strings right now. A minus, G-strings, all of that, okay? Wow.
all of you,
It took 9 episodes, guys, to get cancelled. 9 episodes.
all of you teenagers below 18 watching this, shut the fuck up and go.
Go study.
Exam का season नहीं चल रहा.
They have their fucking boards right now.
Exam का season नहीं चल रहा.
IAS बनो.
लेकिन नहीं.
नहीं करना है.
कुछ चीज.
Pranav, that brings us to our final question for the day. Okay. Like we spoke to a lot of musicians, young budding people here. There are again people, introverts, like I told you. There are probably some part of those answers which were unanswered so far. So what is your one suggestion to people who want to learn music, who want to sing, who want to aspire to learn an instrument as such, and who want to start somewhere? Where should they start? What is the right way to do it?
I mean, like, to start, whatever you do, and you're doing it under your parents' control and stuff, there's always going to be parental pressure, bro. Number one. But I am lucky enough to say that I have never faced parental pressure, because when I touched the guitar and I started learning the guitar, 2 years my parents didn't ask me that what did I learn, Because when I used to come back from school, they'd be like, what you learned? What you did? What you ate?
Yeah.
But when I touched the guitar, they never asked me, what did you learn? What did you play? I'm like, okay. So it's not for the people who want to learn. It's for the parents of the people who want to learn. I mean, like, this is for under 18 people because in my experience. Or if you're above 18, learn, be humble. Don't keep one motive. Like your motive should be only learning the guitar, not pulling chicks or
And being the best at it.
G string, all that shit. Yeah, but yeah, if you want to learn an instrument, number one is discipline. Number two is your dedication to the instrument. So
and maybe find a good mentor if possible.
Yeah.
The right mentor.
I would have said another joke, but I didn't want to. It's like discipline and dedication, the 2 Ds.
Okay, I see where this joke was going.
Yeah, okay,
Everything was serious until he cracked that joke. Everything is becoming funny.
Yeah, so discipline and dedication is one of the main things. And yeah, obviously get a mentor. I mean, like get a mentor, and I mean, like not anyone can be a mentor. I mean, like if the person is good at playing the guitar, doesn't mean that he can teach the guitar well. You should find a person who can teach the guitar.
Or he might not be a guitarist at all also. Like,
Yeah.
he can be just your
He can
person who's supportive enough.
he can just be a person who just plays like 4 chords, but is a teacher, a proper teacher.
And can give you enough motivation
Yeah,
to continue.
because like my music teacher, he's a proper rhythm guitarist. He doesn't play lead, but he pushed me to play lead. Like
Exactly, yeah.
he showed me a lot of videos, and it's because of him that I reached towards a level. And after that level, I went to Sanjeev sir and Sanjay sir. Both of them made me play fast, got me good knowledge around the fretboard and all that stuff. So I was set for my age, but now I feel like there's a lot more to learn. And yeah, but 2 things: discipline, dedication. Always keep it in your head. And if parents are watching this, do not give your children parental pressure for learning an instrument for at least 2 years. Let them be with the instrument. Let them name it. Let them make love with the instrument. That's one thing that every musician does. And like without chemistry between your instruments and you, it's not gonna work, bro. You need that. Like, oh, bro, this is my guitar. I'm gonna play like this. It has to be that. It's not gonna work.
And like, again, I can't speak towards the music or how that all works, because again, like, of course, I can like joke around with all the facts that, okay, I did try doing guitar for girls and all. I did try to make an attempt coming from a music family myself, but turns out it's not in the blood. So I went on to try the production. I come from a family of musicians. I did try music earlier, like, if
Nothing
you
in
don't
the
know.
blood.
Yeah, I didn't have it in the blood.
adopted.
What did you hear? Yeah. No, we literally spoke about this.
Out of every name in his family, which is like very creative.
Yeah.
Vedanth.
He's not the
spoke
favorite
about this.
child.
We spoke about this on a lot of podcasts. We're not going back to that right now. But nevertheless, again, when it comes to music, I'm super passionate about music, which is why I really wanted to have young and budding artists like Pranav onto the set of Sickma. And I really can't give too much gyan over the whole musical part of the technical and how it works.
My side is just the fact that any form of art which people are genuine and passionate about, I'm open for it.
Sickma Studios totally appreciate artists. So any sort of involvement, any sort of queries, do hit up Sickma Studios account, hit up our YouTube, our comments list is open. And as for that, I manage Made in India at the moment.
Correct.
So I can give a lot of insights on how you guys can actually go ahead. Like, how can you actually set up the business? How does the management side of things work?
Behind the scenes with one of the live shows, probably.
We will. We will definitely do this.
Come, bro. Come. It's gonna be fun.
We will definitely do this, but again, I think that's all we conclude with. It's been quite a session right now, pretty insightful, pretty fun, and
before you end it, I want to mention one more thing. Thank you to all the viewers, because we've just crossed 100 subscribers on YouTube, and it's just the first step. I know it's not really a big thing, but step by step, we're gonna make it big.
One more thing.
Let's go.
Budding musicians, stay away from drugs. Stay away from drugs.
I was going to bring that up slightly. Stay away from drugs. And like I told, I think as long as parents are supportive, I don't think the kids necessarily have to go on that side. Like Pranav told, let them make love to the instrument, let them play the G string, whatever they have to do on the instruments. Let them make heavy love to it, but let them follow their passion. That's all I'm going to come to the conclusion with.
But even with the parental pressure and all those excuses, don't find a reason to start doing drugs.
Bro,
Doesn't make
I mean, like, see, doing drugs will
It kills
fuck
you.
yourself
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Because, like,
it's not gonna help.
your whatever you've gained till now, it's all gonna come down, bro. Because
Exactly.
people just need one reason to bring you down. That's what happens in the music industry. Like
Everything you do is
everything,
seen.
like I told you, your actions repay back.
Correct.
So, like if you do drugs, people bring you down. Like people
100%.
bring you down, and
The quality of people you
can't
meet.
complain.
you can't complain, bro, because it's a wrong thing. It's illegal.
It's a crime.
Like I mean, like for people like who like Jimi Hendrix and Beatle guys and all that.
Like, look where it ended, even with the recent Elvis Presley documentary that came out on Netflix, right? Elvis ended up having a heart attack at 42 because of over drug use. What I heard.
Overdose.
So, like, look at this as a lesson, guys. Like, again, you can have so much of your life doing. I would love listening to Elvis for the rest of the 52 years he would have been alive if that was possible. But we couldn't. And again, music is a dirty side. Elvis wasn't a bad person. It's the industry that's a pretty cutthroat and dark place. So be careful. As long as you guys are doing right by yourselves, I don't think there's anything to really worry about. And we're not trying to scare you. It's a dark place. Whatever you do in the creative side is dark.
The world is a dark place.
But me, Pranav, with it together at Sickma Studios, we're trying to break that barrier just to make it easier for all the young and budding artists coming out.
Hold on to it. Don't quit.
It's only getting better, guys. It's been your boy Sickma. With us at the set, we got Vedanth Dikshit and the Double D advisor. We've got Pranav Sanjay in the house. Make some noise, people, one last time, and do comment down below who you want to see coming up on the set of Sickma. Again, it's one more thing, we send them an email and they agree to us to come. But until then, you suggest us, we'll let you know if they're coming. We'll Google Pay him, Paytm him. We'll pay you shortly. 500 है ना तेरा ऑटो का? He comes from
150 रुपया लेगा.
चलो bargain हो गया, guys. It's been your boy Sickma. Do keep subscribing so I can pay for Pranav's auto ride back home. See you on the next episode. Like, share, subscribe.